PSA damaged my Pokemon cards. Now, I know a lot of people claim this when they get a grade that they think is lower than what they deserve, but honestly, PSA damaged my Pokemon cards, and I actually have proof. I have before and after pictures showing what it looked like when I sent it out and what it looked like when I got them back. And I'll actually show you here why it's a little bit suspicious and why I think that PSA damaged 11 cards of my 84 card return. Over 10%. So I was taking pictures to post these cards on eBay, and I started to see a trend, a weird corner problem on all of the cards that I was taking pictures of, all of the 9s that I got back in my recent submission. And I thought, why does every single corner look exactly the same? And this type of cornerware is not a cornerware that I would ever send a card to PSA. I think at this point, I have a reputation of having a high percentage of PSA 10s come back. I think most of my returns are near 80% 10 rate. And I think you guys know at this point that I'm very judicious in my pre-grading, and I won't send stuff off that has very clear, obvious problems, especially on some of these cards that in a 8 or 9, they don't even make back up the grading fee. So let's take a look at what I'm talking about in terms of this damage. We have this corner here. Lots of whitening there. Not something that I would probably send in, although this card getting a 9 really isn't that bad because this is the Dragonite. It's an Arita Dragonite, card from those series. But yeah, a lot of whitening on that corner. Definitely did not exist when I sent it in. Now let's take a look at these modern promos. These promos are absolutely not worth sending in unless I thought that they had a 10 chance. Let's take a look at the back of these cards. This one, very minor whitening, but it has some whitening on the corner there. This one, bit more major. This is really going to be tough to see for you guys, but it looks worse in person. We have that corner. Then this one is the worst of them. Definitely a chewed corner. All 4 cards so far have the exact same damage on the exact same corner. Let's take a look at some other ones. We have an Advent of Arceus Charizard. This is unlimited. This one has a messed up corner. Same corner. This Politoed, a messed up corner, exact same corner. This Lugia, a messed up corner, exact same corner. Sceptile, same corner. Umbreon, same corner. Arcanine, same corner. And Ampharos, same corner. So as you can see, every single card has almost the same amount of damage on the exact same corner. That, throws my red flags when I'm taking pictures of like, why in the world is this kind of significant damage on these PSA 9s on the exact same corner on 11 of the cards that I got back in my return? So I said that I had proof. Let me show you guys the proof. So I put together these graphics. These are the images on the actual listing of the photo, and then there is the image of the corner after getting it back from PSA. And I tried to leave the cert numbers so you know that I'm not messing anything up or lying or anything. And then I also put, the front of the card on there as well. So you can see here on the left in this Ampharos, that top right corner, minty, baby. There's nothing. There's no whitening, nothing. After grading, that's what that corner looks like. Super scuffed up, super messed up. Let's go to the next one. We have Arcanine. That Arcanine, top right corner, looks pretty nice. I don't see any significant whitening there. On the right, after grading with PSA, destroyed. Absolutely terrible. Wrecked. Next, Lugia. Take a look at the Lugia corner. Looks pretty decent to me. Looks pretty nice. Looks pretty slick. After grading, scuffed up. Messed up. Not quite sure what happened there, PSA. Next up, we got Politoed. The Politoed corner on the left, real clean. Super clean. No issues there. On the right, super scuffed up. Super messed up. I don't know what explains this. And the fact that this type of stuff can happen and you're not told about it, you're not alerted about it at all. And now I have to reach out to PSA. I emailed PSA. I said, hey, I think you damaged my cards. Here's all the proof. I provided all these images to them. And I don't even know, apparently it's going to be maybe 15 days before they even get back to me. And who knows if they're actually going to refund me anything. They might just completely screw me over. So at least these cards got 9s. But imagine if these cards were 10 worthy when I sent them in and they would have gotten 10s. Imagine I would have had a 90-some% 10 rate on Diamond Pearl cards. That would have been sick. So this corner, obviously, super minty. Afterward, super scuffed. The Umbreon corner on the left, super minty. on the right, super scuffed, and the grader actually left a nice pube in there for me. So thank you very much, grader. So those were 6 of the ones that I actually had the prior photos for. The other 5, I didn't actually have the before photos. But I think from the 6 that I do have, you could definitely see that something happened in the process of grading that really screwed up a lot of these cards. And these cards may have gotten PSA 10 if they hadn't screwed up the corners. Now, I don't know if they have a machine that like takes cards out or sorts cards or something of certain submissions. I don't know if a machine is doing this. I don't know if this is something that a grader is doing that's causing these issues. I have no idea, but like 11 cards with the exact same type of damage on the exact same part of the card of an 83 card submission, over 10% of the submission being damaged, that really sucks. That really, really sucks. It hurts, in my opinion, it hurts my opinion of PSA, even though I'll continue to grade with them because it's the first time this has happened. It hurts their integrity. It hurts my opinion. They have 2 different quality assurance measures, stops. I think 2 people look at the cards as they send them out, and the fact that nobody catches like hairs and shit, it's just gross. And I don't even know if these cards would have gotten 9s with this corner wear. That's a problem too, is if they damaged something, maybe they got 9 prior to the corner wear, and the corner wear happened during encapsulation or something like that, and then it's obviously doesn't really feel like a 9 card in a 9 slab. So that kind of makes it difficult as a seller too, of like, well, you know, how transparent do I have to be about this damage? I mean, they'll have the scans and everything. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is that conveniently for PSA, they do first scans now. So when the cards first show up, they're scanned into the system, and then that shows up on your PSA submission thing. So you can actually go in, you can click through all the first scans. Now, it doesn't really help all that much because they scan the cards inside of penny sleeves, inside of card savers. So it really doesn't help that much to see if the card is damaged or not. Once your card's graded, the first scan is replaced with the cert image. So after it's been graded now, that scan takes the place of your first image. So you can no longer reference the first image to see if the card was maybe damaged in shipping or damaged in some other way. Instead, that proof is gone conveniently for PSA, and so it's replaced with the image after the card's already been graded. It really sucks. This shit happens though. It's one of those things that, you know, I've seen a lot of people, cards show up with damage that wasn't there before. It happens. It's attrition rate in the process of grading, I guess, but it really sucks when a company doesn't like tell you about it, doesn't you know, obviously it wasn't the entire submission, so if something was being damaged, maybe they saw it and they fixed it for the rest of my submission, but they didn't let me know about the cards that were affected by it, and I hope that they're going to take responsibility and I'll get a bit of a refund maybe of the grading fees for the 11 cards that were damaged. Otherwise, you know, maybe they'll just stiff me or whatever and I'll have to just move on from it. But it really sucks that this type of stuff can happen, and yeah, just sucks.